Hi people, welcome! Let's see how to use the Expert Workspace in Adobe Photoshop Elements 13. Leave feedback to improve our future videos. The Expert Workspace is the most professional section of this software, where you do have full control on the photo pixels and on any effect or adjustment applied on the photo, just like inside Adobe Photoshop. Let's see the workspace. On the left you have all the tools you can use. On the center you have a preview of the photo, and below the tool options to set the correct settings of each tool selected on the left. More below you have the same buttons already met in the quick and the guided workspaces. And on the right you have the layers that you are going to see. Let's see the tools. These are grouped in different sections. The first one collects the view tools, already met in the quick workspace. You can activate fast the zoom tool using your mouse wheel while holding Alt down, and use the hand tool by dragging while holding space down. These commands work on any enabled tool you have. The second section is composed by the Select tools and the Move tool. Selection is very important. If you apply any correction or effect, this affects just the selected parts of the photo and not it in full. If you select using the Rectangular Marquee tool, you will select using a simple rectangle. Hold Shift down to add other rectangles in your selection. To delete selections, hold Alt down instead. A plus or a minus close to your pointer remind you this. You can use an elliptical selection area from the tool options. The lasso tools are selection tools that do have a personalized shape. Each can work differently, depending on what you choose in the tool options. The lasso tool is a freehand selection tool. Hold your click and draw the area to be selected. The magnetic lasso tool creates a selection area following the borders created by different colors. Click on to set anchors. Double-click to close the path. Use the polygonal lasso to create polygonal selections with straight sides. You just have to decide the anchor points clicking on and on. You also have advanced selection tools. Quick Selection selects auto contours well defined, simply starting from where you click on. If you mistake, you can use Ctrl and Z to undo. Selection brush works just like a brush. What you cover while you hold your click is what you select on the photo. Magic Wand is like a quick selection, with the difference that the tolerance between colors is much lower. In all these selection tools, you can hold Shift down to add new areas, or hold Alt down to delete them. The third section is made of enhanced tools, used to apply adjustments on your photo. Red Eye Removal tool removes red eyes. Simply include in your selection area the whole eye. The Healing Brush tools are used to cover imperfections on the photo. If you need to remove spots, click on them while using the Spot Removal tool. If you need to cover a bigger area, use the Healing Brush tool. Hold Alt down to define where to take the right pixels. Then brush on where you need. Clone Stamp tool works in the same way, with the difference that your brush pastes exactly what is under the cross. This cross starts from the point you took by holding Alt down. Smart Brush applies important adjustments like contrast, color or patterns on the quick selected area you create brushing on the photo. You can use Detail Smart Brush to select just the areas you brush on. The last two Enhance tools are more professional. For example, to edit shapes, you can use the Blur tool and its tools inside. Blur tool adds blur where you brush. Sharpen does the opposite. Smudge tool moves pixels where you brush. Sponge, Dodge and Burn tool adjust the colors of the photo slightly. The fourth section collects Draw tools, the heart of the expert workspace. These can edit and personalize pixels quite deeply. You can add colors in different ways. You can use the Pencil tool to draw in. The color used is the foreground color, shown more at the bottom. If you click on the square, you can change the color through the Color Picker window. If you are searching for a color inside the picture itself, enable the Color Picker tool and click on the photo itself to pick one of its colors. The Brush tool works in the same way, but in this case you can decide which kind of brush to use. If you switch to the Airbrush mode, your brush will be more decisive if you hold your click on the same point. There are brushes that can change your picture a lot, like the Impressionist brush tool. Color Replacement tool simply adds some foreground color on the picture without losing any of its contours. Paint Bucket tool pastes the foreground color on the area that shares the same kind of color on the picture. The Gradient tool is used to add gradients on your picture. Just click and drag. The Custom Shape tool adds shapes on your picture. Choose the kind of shape below in Tool Options. Then you have all the text tools. These are the same ones met in the Quick Workspace. If you need further help, check out the beginner tutorial in this guide. The Eraser tool does remove pixels from the object. In this way, it is shown what's behind. The last section collects the Modify tools. The Crop tool is the same one met in the Quick Workspace, seen in the beginner tutorial. Content Aware Move tool lets you move parts of a picture inside the picture itself, covering the missing parts auto. Simply create a closed path containing what you need to move. Then simply drag the area. In the bottom right corner, you have other buttons. The most important ones are the Layers and Effects buttons. The Layers button opens the Layers window. In fact, what distinguishes the Expert Workspace from the others are these. Each layer is a single independent object. Pictures or pieces of pictures are usually called layer plus a number, with their picture thumbnail. Text is indicated through a T thumbnail, and the text content as a name, and custom shapes as shape plus a number. Basically, layers are important to set the order of visibility. The object that stays on top, respect to others, it is shown in your workspace above all others. Click and drag a layer to change this order. Click on the links to group more layers together. In this way, you can move and edit them all together. Click again on links to ungroup layers. Remember to enable the Move tool to move, scale and rotate layers or groups of layers quickly. You can click on the eye icon to disable or enable a layer. A layer disabled becomes invisible. On top, you can use the opacity bar to edit the transparency level of the selected layer. Click on the lock icon to lock a layer. If you do so, the layer can't be edited or moved until you unlock it. To delete a layer and its objects related, right-click and go to Delete Layer. You can apply adjustments and effects. Adjustments are used to enhance the aspect of a layer. Select first the layer interested and then click on the second icon on top. The list that comes is the complete list of all adjustments you can apply. Each adjustment is a known layer with, as name, the kind of adjustment chosen. It is indicated through its settings on the left and the layer mask on the right. If this is totally white, it means that the adjustment affects all layers that are lower in the list. If you apply an adjustment while there is a selected area, this will be applied just there, and the layer mask shows in white just such area affected. You can fast edit the adjustment double-clicking on the left icon. You can edit and delete adjustments like a normal layer. Then you can also add effects to your photo. Simply click on the FX icon below. Choose between Effects, Filters and Styles sections, and click and drag the effect chosen inside your workspace. The effect will be applied on the selected layer at the moment. The effects can be included inside your layer, indicated through an FX icon, or can create a total new layer. If you want to edit effects later, just double-click on the FX icon on the right of the layer affected. Plus, inside Filter on top, you also have other effects you can apply. Choose one and set the right settings using the new window. That depends on the filter chosen. Use Ctrl and Z to undo if you mistake. Thanks for watching. Check out our channel for more amazing guides.